what you like, and throw a little salt on it. Now I'm going to show you. It is like a real kitchen. Alright, see, it's kind of flexy. See the inside of it? It's saturated now. This is gonna fuck me up. Wait a minute, let me find a different one. Let me find one that's almost too small. Probably was a small. Okay, I don't want. Anyway, I would be wearing gloves or something like that if I was cooking for other people. Alright, so you see the inside of it. You're gonna want something that's almost completely just like this, but like I didn't saturate them long enough. You want them to go do them about at least an hour. Just do them just do a little bit of oil at a time. So just enough. Soak them. They soak it up. Slip them. So you're gonna have one. You're gonna put them in the pan like this. Pour your oil over them. And it's going to sit on it, walk away, and then let it soak up. And you take that, do that, and do it again. Now that way it gives this part of the cap a chance to saturate it as well. You know, you could keep filling these caps with oil until it doesn't take it anymore. And really, that's kind of the way to make them the best, in my opinion. I like them, like, saturated. Like, you could do it like that. It's actually a pretty good saturation level because, well, it's like if I break it again, see how it's dry? That's actually not too bad. It's actually perfect. Okay. Girl, you are good. Walk. You cannot moonwalk on this floor. All right. So I'm going to set these little sluts aside. All right. If you noticed, there was no stems inside. Hold up. I use this Myers soap. It's called honeysuckle. Oh, it smells so good. I shouldn't run water like this. I'm wasting water. I'm also not wasting water because there was a cup in there that needed to be rinsed out. But I am wasting water if you do that. Wow. Okay. I don't use paper towels ever. I don't subscribe to that shit. I feel like it's a waste. Complete all-around waste, paper towels. There's a time and a place for a paper towel. In that time, I would say cleaning a window or a mirror, paper towel. But not all day long, paper towels. So I'm just saying that paper towels are a waste of money. You know, here's the stems, okay? So I took the stems out. You take them out before you put the oil on, all right? I gotta turn this shit down. Let's just start this if. Why can't motherfuckers just play the music? Man, there was a song I really liked, and I put it on Facebook, and as soon as I have this thing on Facebook where I have, like, this is what got me going, too, is that they said I'm an influencer, which is funny and cute, but once you get 1,000 people, you're an influencer. Once you're an influencer, you have shit to do. Alright? You just do. You cannot stay that status or whatever if you want whatever to ever make any money. Once you hit 1,000 people, you could start asking for stars, which is like a small amount of money. But you want to build up to be able to get like some kind of a following where they will follow me to YouTube, or they will. So I try to keep that up every day too. I don't remember the fuck. Oh yeah, so I put a song on there, and it turned out there was like, the video had a bunch of shit in it again. I'm like, God, man, come on, man. Hi, man. Alright, so I would like to point out also, like, you get a stem like this. Do you see that? It's like moldy. If it's like gross like that, don't be afraid, man. Just, I'm doing this on purpose so everybody can see what I'm working with. Alright, so let's see if you can see. Okay. Just cut it. Alright, I'm left-handed, but I'm gonna let you see. You just cut it. So don't worry about it. What I like to do is have something close to me to toss shit in the whole time I'm doing something, so. Gosh darn it, I gotta paint the bathroom. I gotta finish painting the bathroom. So I'll put a chair here. And it just has like a little garbage bag in it. And I could just chuck everything in the bag and I don't have to touch the garbage, anything. So, these are like that. They're all pretty much ready, prepared. The ones that aren't, well, no, that's not true. These look like shit. Doggone it. That is irritating as F. And G. Fuck you guys. You're out. You're all out. Fuck it. I'm bailing on that whole situation. Like, I'm just not. Like, you don't feel like, unless you're into buying, you gotta do it. Don't. Seriously, you fucking dicks. This is what I should have done before I did this, and you gotta check this shit. Okay, so this is part of the stuffing. You can't count on an ingredient and assume it's good. You know, I already touched it. So I don't mind it, because it's good to see that happen. Someone even as old in the tooth as me. Alright. This is a food processor. This is somewhat of a cheapo. It's a Hamilton Beach. It's not cheap, but it's inexpensive. It works as well as a Cuisinart. I myself have broken 4 Cuisinarts, a couple Ninjas, and some other bullshit. So, I'm gonna go from the get-go. Alright, so mushrooms are very porous. I let them sit there because they're a little wet. If you get them a little older, they're a little wet. I lost my bread. I lost my bread, you hear? I lost it in my kitchen. I have lost my bread. All right. I have lost my bread. The bread is lost. The bread is lost. Wait, the bread is not lost. I think the bread's in the back seat of my car. Ooh, 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 ooh. Your top is down. Ooh, ooh. Oh. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so what I would have done right now, skis, is I wouldn't mind throwing a little bun in here. Little bun, hun. Little bun, hun. So make sure the trick skis also with these skis. I'm gonna let you know skis. So first of all, these are sharp. Don't even think for 1 second you won't be cut. You will be cut. Dull surfaces on blades and things are much more dangerous in these in general, only because a sharp blade you could heal easily. It's easier to heal. A lot of times you could just put like super glue on it and heal it right up. But if it's a jagged, dull knife, and it's a lot harder to heal. So these, you want to put this in first, okay? Be careful where you do it. Make sure everything clicks in just right. Then when you set it down, it's going to go pop back up again. Alright? Make sure it's really in there. If you try to put the stuff in first, if I try to put the mushrooms in first and then put in the blade, don't torture yourself. Don't torture yourself. It will take a lifetime. And it won't be right, won't sit right. This won't shut. The whole thing's fucked. Okay. I don't mind putting a bit of salt in there, but I didn't pre-open that. I'm not going to fuck with it right now. Alright. Let me just put a little handy in there. Give it out a handy. Just pulse it. Make it color. My mise en place is suffering. Alright. If I was in school right now, I'd get my ass kicked. School's fine. Culinary school. Alright. If you do it right, hopefully you don't get a bunch of shit on top. But that comes with time. That just comes with practice. Gently, like, remember, if it don't force it. If something's not going just right, take a breath. Just take a beat. Oop, I gotta stop. Okay, now see how it is? You see how the sides are in uniform shapes. I'm gonna scrape this all out. Like I said, when I set this back down, that's gonna go bloop. So I kind of don't want to actually, because I don't need to right now. This is actually just right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and some peppers and onions, and we're gonna saute them. That's why I don't need the bread right now. See how it works out? Sometimes I get ahead of myself and I think, oh, the bread made sense, but if I would have sauteed that wouldn't make sense. See how that works out? I saved myself. I really feel like I have somebody looking out for me all day long. All day long. All right, I'm going to set that there for a hot second. The hottest of seconds indeed. Please keep your blade with your machine. For the love of God! All right. So we're going to cut this shit up here. We're going to want to do it all at once. I want to do this all at once. All of your sauteed at once. So I like a metal bowl myself. It's crazy, okay? I got this Tupperware. The Tupperware all have these already in them. But if you don't tap these out of these, this all gets moldy. It gets ruined. It's going to get ruined every time. So when you just give them a little taps, tap, and let it, it's okay. It'll go back. It'll go back. Let it all dry like that. If you don't let it dry like that, it's not that great. You set yourself up for failure, Rock. All right, kids. All right. Okay. So, what do I make this with? All right. Let's do this. I'm gonna throw this bitch. I don't know why at some point everything became bitch sometime in my life. This bitch, that bitch, all the bitch, see a bitch, talk a bitch, switch a bitch. Alright, so I'm going to put that on like a medium high. I'm playing with fire right now, just getting it hot and wet. If you have gas, you can always shit you cut before you do that. I'm banking on my ass finishing everything at once. The mushrooms can take a little longer. In fact, these I'm going to start a little sooner than the onions because it's wet. They're wet. They're wet mushrooms. Like, they're just old-ass mushrooms. Man, here's the thing. Like, you know me. I swear, this is Fritzy coming to say hi. Did you see? That's a second fuzzy we saw. This is a second. Okay. I like using the old red skis. Why did they even bother with that? Well, who cares now? All right. Red cayenne. Peppers. Like the hotter than summertime in July. All right. Red onions over here, kid. All right. You can also, I'm saying a lot. I apologize. Alright, this is something. I did something when I brought out my knife where I did one of those. Please don't do that. I don't know why I ever did that. Here's the thing, I never do that. So it's kind of weird that I did that, but sometimes I do like something really out of my character in a kitchen. I was working at this one kitchen. This guy, I can say Anthony because there's 1,000 bajillion Anthonys in every single Italian restaurant known to man. He had thick ass like hair out of his butt crack in the dough room, like really gross Italian, like thick, not like covered in flour covered flipping Like, are you serious, man? And he made me nervous or something. He was like talking to me like I'm a dumbass too. And I took my knife and I like wiped it along my apron. And he's like, "What are you, nuts?" And I was like, "Oh," and I was like, there's no excuse for that. There really isn't. Stupid. I don't know why I did that. So you'll have that, especially with me. I'm a wild card. I don't know what's gonna happen. What a bummer with that. All right, so I'm gonna let this get hot for a second. Like I said, saute to jump. So you're gonna let that do that. I myself, when I cut a pepper, I don't, I didn't know for a long time, the longest time, about the insides of the pepper, because nobody really showed me. You really don't want that white membrane situation. If you're not comfortable cutting it, don't make yourself crazy. You could just cut that one part that you need to cut. I also think that you could take this and just go stick it in the dirt and like get an actual like whole plant from it. It's like the plant bomb in itself. I hate throwing out seeds. Every time I throw out a seed, I like want to kick my own ass. So I like, even if I have to set it aside for a few days just to like soothe myself, like, oh, don't waste it. I hate wasting. I just hate wasting. Alright. Oh, also, like with these mushrooms, I forgot that I'm not a cheese person, so we put like a piece of provolone on top of it, like a thin slice, or I'm gonna use a slice of jalapeno jack. That's what I like. You want these to be cut thin. I would like to point out too, like my son got me this little number one year where like you can use this. That's fine. I had a couple on it, worked out really good, but don't feel necessarily you have to do that. Some people want you to put like, you want a flat surface, so they want you to do that. If your knife is dull and you try to do one of these, you're going to cut yourself. Because especially if you have an older pepper. Just flip it over, okay? The thing with holding a knife that you really got to be careful about, first of all, you always stand straight in front of it, 2 feet in front of the ground, okay? You want your cutting board around waist high, like around that, so that you don't hurt your neck, first of all, but it's also to use it the best. You always line up your knife on the side, and your other arm goes like this. Your nails aren't exactly into something necessarily, but they're definitely gripping it, okay? Your knuckle is what goes against the blade. Let the knife do the work. Don't, let the knife do it. Let the knife. You're not doing one of these. Let the knife do the work. You're using your wrist, okay? All right, this is starting to, hear that? To jump. It's going to be noisy because they're wet. Perhaps. Oh, that's not too bad. You never know. You never know. Alright. Let's see it again. This smells good. I mentioned this last time, bourgeoisie. It means burnt butter. It's burnt butter. It is French. It basically means like the milk solids are you browned them. It gives a like a nutty type of situation to things. Now I'm cutting these this thin, okay? That's called a julienne. And once again, I've got my knife flat. I've got my food is parallel. And these lines, I'm holding it like this, and I'm letting the knife do the work. I'm not doing a bunch of this. Let the knife do the work. I'm doing it like this because in a grinding motion because for 2 reasons. My knife is not that sharp and the pepper is not that great. Now, if I had some wine right now, I'd probably pour it on this because these mushrooms weren't awesome. But, I'm following my own rules. But, keep what you need, man. I got all this shit here. Good question. Alright. If you had wine right now, I'd put the wine in right now. I would say probably like, it's up to you, really. You can only cook a mushroom so much. And then it's like, you know. So if you put, once again, it absorbs it. So if you put in like 2/3 cup, half cup to compared to the mushrooms I have, which is from one container, that would be enough. I'm going to turn that off and set that aside because that's going to get overcooked if I don't, because I didn't do my stuff ahead of time. I'm glad I did because I want you to see how it really works out anyway. When you scoop things up, I scoop them like with my blade. But if I was going to clean off my board, you use the back of the knife. Like that. You're supposed to be using the back of your knife. So if you see me using that, haha, you caught me again. You caught the tater. But yeah, that's just a lot of stuff I do backward. But I will tell you the way that I try not to catch myself doing it. I mean, I try to catch myself, but I try not to do it, is what I'm saying. I try not to do it, so I'm glad I'm talking about it, because that way we can see the mistakes, you know? The mistakes of your forefathers. And like I said, if that starts to get away from you, take it off the heat. Don't rush. Don't rush. You don't need to rush. You don't need to rush. It's your race. If you want it to be a race, it can be a sit down. If you want it to be a sit down, it's up to you. If you want to sit on a tall chair or something and cut all. I love prepping. Preparatory cook is the person who cuts all the stuff up. I would cut all of the things up for the whole kitchen, so if somebody was the broiler bitch, they'd have all my salad hose shit with them. So I'd cut up all their stuff. There's some stuff like your sautés and broilers and people that have to make ready. There is some stuff like that, but not really. It doesn't get that crazy. I mean, like, most of it, though, I've already done for them. So, if you want an easy way to also do this is, you have a pepper, cut it like that. And you see the seeds are, I want to save them. So, I'm going to cut, like, down this way. By doing that, I also get a flat surface if I need to. But if I want, I could cut the bottom and make a flat surface. See how I just did that again? Okay. So I like to cut it so close that I'm cutting that membrane while I'm cutting it. And there's really not that much waste on there. If there's enough, like something like that, you could save it. You could put it in there. But you're not fucking around. Like, there it is. Plant bomb. F-bomb. It's all in there now. And yes, you just do the old go around it. I swear. You can save everything you have. And, yeah. You can save everything you have and put it in the freezer and make, like a stock with it. Make a nice, authentic stock with it. Alright. So we're coming up on 30. I'm going to split. I'm going to go out to my car and try to find my fucking... Oh, did it again. Oops, I did it again. I played with you. I never understood that part of it. How about all that Britney stuff? What do you guys think of that? I'll tell you what, right now, I think that's crazy sauce. But, I mean, there's something off with that, man. There is just something off with that guy in the first place. JT, I think he's, like the more I find out stuff, and I'll watch a lot of stuff. And one thing says something about like he sabotaged Janet Jackson with that tearing off her thing, and then you hear about stuff. I don't know. It just sounds pretty convoluted. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Though. All right. So I don't want to go bananas just because I have peppers doesn't mean I need to use them. Okay, it just doesn't. This is the amount of mushrooms I have, so I don't need 4 times the peppers. So I need to just stop. I got carried away. So here's my mushroom. And then here's my peppers. And then I'm going to cut up a red onion, because I like it with the red onion. I'm going to take these peppers. I'm going to leave them like this for now, because truth is, everything breaks down from the outside in for the most part. So, and the inside out. So if you give it more chances to break down, it will break down quicker. So I prefer a larger piece of something. And then if I want it to be big, it could be big. And if I want it to be small, it can. But I can't make it big after it's been small. Okay, we got a minute. I'm going to show you how to do this. And once again, you can save these ends, especially with a red onion. I like to save the peels because they really do make the most beautiful broth. So I'll probably save this budget. And then I don't need the whole onion. So I got a little pile for peels, little pile. All right, little pile for, this is what it looks like, right? Now think of our patterns here. We got loop-de patterns, and then we could, if we cut across this way, we're gonna get perfect, right? But it's pretty thick, isn't it? So if we just went straight down right away, it's gonna be a little bit too thick in spots. So what you can do to get through that is cut this a couple ways this way first. You could do that. You want it to be flat when you do that. The way I do it is I literally hold it, because my shit will come apart. I don't give a damn. I've seen a lot of people do it really well. I don't do it that well, okay? I just don't. Now I'm going to cut it this way. So I've already cut it now this way. Always turn away from me. Always keep the knife blade away from me. And now I'm going to cut it this way. So again, I'm going to keep this shit together. Put your finger down on the other side of the knife blade on top of your onion, because it'll come apart. And then you go across the other way. Once again, you're doing this. You know, you're letting this, if I had a sharper knife, it wouldn't be this. So if the onion falls, the onion falls. You don't pick up the onion. All right. Once again, doing that again. Always keep your shit closer than this. I had to push it back because of the knife blade. But I should have pulled it forward before I decided to do that. Alright. Alright, that's good. It's good, it's good, it's nice. It's nice. Okay. I'll let that go. This little bugger, he's on the desk door. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cut the edges before I use it. Cut the edges here. I'll show you. Got our vinegar water. I'm going to take these guys out. They're clean. They're good. They're clean. My surface is clean. My shit, everything here is clean. Okay? This is not an ideal setup. If you got room, put stuff in other places, please do. Just kind of give it a couple dabbity doodads, like dibbity doodads on the top part, okay? Cut off that bottom part. Leave this on. Put it back in there. Let the whole thing kind of soak out a little bit and get cleaned up and spruced up. The water itself is going to liven up the actual parsley. It's going to bring it back to life once you cut a new base root. So Save this part if you want to with your peels. Put it in the freezer. It's good for soup. All right, I'll see you in a couple minutes.